हेलो बच्चों, कैसे हो? चलो, today we're starting a very important topic from your alternating current chapter, transformers. Now, I know some of you might find this a little tricky, but I promise you it's actually quite simple. And what we learn today, it'll be 100% exam safe and I guarantee it'll be clear for life.
So, to get started, let's look at something you use literally every single day.
Have you ever really looked at your mobile phone charger? I mean, think about it. You plug this small block into a 230-volt socket. That's a lot of voltage. But then it somehow charges your delicate phone with a safe and tiny 5 volts. How on earth does this little box do that magic trick?
Well, here's the really amazing part. The secret inside this tiny charger. It's the exact same principle that solves one of the biggest challenges in engineering. How do we transport electricity from a power plant hundreds of kilometers away, all the way to your house, without losing it all on the way?
You see, to really appreciate our hero, the transformer, we first have to understand the villain it's designed to fight. And that villain is power loss. So, you know that long transmission wires have some electrical resistance, right? We call it R. Now, the power that gets wasted as heat when electricity flows through these wires is given by this formula. P loss equals I squared R. The important thing to notice here is that I is squared. That's the real troublemaker. It means that if the current is high, the energy loss becomes absolutely massive. It just turns into useless heat.
So, if we want to solve this problem, we have to attack the weakest point in that formula. To minimize this I squared R loss, we absolutely must make the current I as small as possible. And to do that while sending the same amount of power, we have to transmit it at a very high voltage. But wait, our homes need low voltage. So how do we switch between high and low voltage so easily?
And right here, this is where our hero makes its entry. The amazing device that makes this all possible is the transformer. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like a gearbox, but for electricity. Just think about the gears on a bicycle. It's a perfect analogy. When you're on a flat road and want to go fast, you shift to a high gear, right? You get high speed. That's like high voltage. But you get a very weak push or low torque. That's like low current. Now, what happens when you need to climb a steep hill? You shift to a low gear. Your speed becomes low, like low voltage, but you get a very strong push, a high torque, which is like high current. A transformer does exactly this with electricity. It trades voltage for current.
So at the power station, they use what's called a step-up transformer. This is like shifting your bike to the highest gear. You crank up the voltage to thousands, even lakhs of volts, which automatically brings the current way down. This is perfect for long-distance travel with minimum loss. Then, just outside your neighborhood, there's a step-down transformer. Here we shift back to a low gear. The voltage is brought down to a safe 230 volts, which pushes the current back up, so you have enough push to run all your home appliances.
Okay, that's what a transformer does. But how does it actually work? What's the physics behind it? Well, it's all based on a beautiful principle you learned in the previous chapter, electromagnetic induction. The specific principle at play here is called mutual induction, and it's a beautifully simple idea. It says that if you have a coil and you create a changing magnetic field in it, it will magically induce a voltage in a second coil placed nearby, even if the two coils are not touching each other at all.
A great way to visualize this is to think of it as a magnetic handshake. The two coils are completely separate. They are electrically isolated, but they still talk to each other. They pass energy from one to the other through this invisible, constantly changing magnetic field.
So let's break down what's happening inside. First, an alternating current, or AC, flows into the primary coil. Because AC is constantly changing direction, it creates a constantly changing magnetic field inside the iron core. Second, this soft iron core acts like a perfect magnetic highway, guiding almost all of this changing magnetic field over to the secondary coil. And finally, this changing magnetic field passing through the secondary coil induces a new AC voltage in it. It's all thanks to Faraday's law of induction. Simple, right? Okay, bachcho, notebook and pen ready? This is the most important formula for your exam from this topic. Please star mark this. It's called the transformation ratio, K, and it's so simple. Vs by Vp is equal to Ns by Np. What does that mean? It just means the ratio of the voltages is exactly the same as the ratio of the number of turns. So if you want to double the voltage, what do? Simple. You just make sure the secondary coil has double the number of turns. That's it.
But, and this is very important,
Remember one thing, you can't get free energy. For an ideal transformer with 100% efficiency, the power you put in must equal the power you get out. So Vp times Ip must equal Vs times Is. This is the golden rule. It means if voltage Vs goes up, then the current Is must go down to keep the power constant.
Let's do a very quick example, just to see how easy this is. Imagine a step-down transformer has a primary voltage of 2200 volts, and the ratio of turns, Np to Ns, is 10:1. So what's the secondary voltage? Well, we use our formula. Vs equals Vp multiplied by Ns upon Np. That's 2200 times 1 by 10, which is 220 volts. See, the number of turns went down by 10 times, so the voltage also went down by 10 times. Bilkul simple.
All right, now for a very, very important section. I call these the silent killers in exams. These are the common mistakes that so many students make, which can cost you precious marks. Let's make sure you don't fall into these traps.
The biggest myth, the number one mistake, is thinking that a transformer can work with DC, like a battery. No, this is completely 100% wrong. A transformer's entire principle is based on a changing magnetic field. Direct current from a battery is constant. It doesn't change, so the magnetic flux it creates is also constant. This means the rate of change of flux, d phi by dt, is 0. And if d phi by dt is 0, there is no induction. The output voltage will be 0. Nothing happens.
So I want you to remember one simple line for your exam for life. Just say it with me: no wiggle, no work. What do I mean? That magnetic field has to wiggle, it has to change, it has to oscillate for the transformer to do its job. A steady, constant DC field, it's just sitting there. It's completely useless for a transformer. So always remember, no wiggle, no work.
Okay, the second big trap. Some students think that because a step-up transformer increases voltage, it's somehow creating extra power. Again, this is impossible. It goes against the fundamental law of conservation of energy. You can't get free energy. A transformer is just a gearbox. It only trades voltage for current. It can give you a higher voltage, yes, but only by giving you a lower current. You can never, ever get more power out than what you put in.
Fantastic! You've all done really well. So let's just do a quick final revision of everything we've learned today. These are the absolute must-remember points. So what are the key takeaways? Number 1, a transformer is a device that changes AC voltage levels using the principle of mutual induction. 2, it only works with AC, never with DC. Remember our mantra, no wiggle, no work. 3, a step-up transformer increases voltage and decreases current. For this, Ns is greater than Np. 4, a step-down transformer does the opposite. It decreases voltage and increases current, so Ns is less than Np. And finally, number 5, for an ideal transformer, power is always conserved. Power in equals power out.
So there you have it. Now you know the secret of your little phone charger and also the secret that powers our entire electrical world. It's really incredible, isn't it, that this simple device is so critical. Just think about it for a moment. Without the humble transformer, would our modern world of electricity even be possible? Keep that curiosity alive, and until next time, keep learning.